Ever thought about becoming the crime boss of New York? Today, you'll find out if it's actually possible to become the Kingpin of the Marvel Universe. Could a regular human reach a net worth of $40 billion and still be able to beat up Spider-Man using just intelligence, strategy, and of course, a bit of violence? Get ready to take on an almost impossible mission, building a crime empire from scratch. We'll see if it's possible to master fighting techniques like sumo wrestling, manipulate people like a psychology genius, and even outsmart Marvel's heroes. Think you can handle it? Imagine a regular kid growing up to become the kingpin of crime. To understand how that's possible, we need to look at the story of Wilson Fisk, the iconic Kingpin. Don't worry, this isn't a how-to guide for evil. It's just a deep dive into a fascinating character. Wilson was that chubby kid who got bullied every day at school. His life took a drastic turn at age 12 when he committed his first murder. It's terrifying to think what could push a child to such an extreme act. Fisk grew up in poverty, with a troubled family and constant humiliation. But instead of letting it break him, he decided to change his fate. His first transformation came through intense training. Fisk dedicated countless hours each day to exercise, focusing on weightlifting and his obsession with sumo wrestling, realizing his size could become an asset. At the same time, he sharpened his mind by stealing books on politics and military strategy to gain a deep understanding of power. Similar to what you see in Daredevil number 170, where he learns to control the underworld from a young age. By age 15, Wilson was already leading his own gang. The secret? His ability to read people's weaknesses and manipulate them. Something shown in the classic 90s animated series, Spider-Man, the animated series, where a young Fisk already displays a calculating mind. Now that you know Fisk's origins, it's time to see how he became a true human tank. Get ready to learn where his raw power comes from, the kind that even makes Spider-Man flinch. Let's talk about Kingpin's mind-blowing physical power. Weighing over 440 pounds, roughly 200 kilograms, it's not just fat. Around 90% of his body is pure muscle. In the Daredevil TV series, you can see how much he trains to the point of exhaustion. It's practically a full-time job just to stay in peak condition. According to comic estimates, Kingpin trains 6 hours a day, comparable to professional MMA fighters. To put it in perspective, a professional sumo wrestler can weigh between 330 and 440 pounds, usually with high body fat. Fisk is different. He combines sumo techniques with other martial arts, resembling a mashup of moves from various video game characters. In Daredevil number 300, he demonstrates this almost superhuman strength by fighting Daredevil without even breaking a sweat. Maintaining this muscle mass demands a strict diet packed with protein and complex carbs. For a regular person, it would be nearly impossible to sustain such a lifestyle. Constant training and huge financial investment are non-negotiable. After all, you can't face off against superheroes unless you're at your physical peak. But all that strength is useless without the means to support such a lifestyle. In the next chapter, we'll find out how Fisk amassed his astonishing $40 billion fortune. Here's what many consider Kingpin's real superpower, his wealth. It's hard to believe he reached $40 billion purely through organized crime, right? From the start, Fisk knew he had to mix legal and illegal ventures to grow without drawing too much attention. In Daredevil, Born Again, number 227, it's clear that he controls real estate, tech companies, and even biomedical labs, all to launder money from smuggling and extortion. He has a dark, Stark Industries team, accountants, lawyers, and crypto experts who resemble a twisted version of Tony Stark's crew. Moreover, Fisk heavily invests in digital surveillance and hacking to stay one step ahead of the authorities. While big corporations in real life face strict regulations, Kingpin just bribes or intimidates anyone in his way. It's like running a global business without the usual legal restrictions. Of course, all that financial power only works well when paired with political and social influence. In the next chapter, see how he manipulates the government, the police, and even Marvel's heroes. Kingpin is a master of 4D chess with institutions. In Daredevil Born Again, he almost destroys Matt Murdock without even showing up. How? Bribery, blackmail, and a vast network of judges, politicians, and corrupt cops. He also dominates the media, building a philanthropic public image through social projects that cover up his criminal operations. In many arcs of Daredevil comics, and especially in the Disney Plus series, we see how Fisk controls public opinion to his advantage. While some may be incorruptible, false evidence and smear campaigns can ruin reputations. It's as if Kingpin is always 10 steps ahead, predicting every reaction from his enemies. But it's not just politics he's into. If you thought dirty money was just for bribery, wait until you see the high-tech arsenal Fisk keeps, almost as advanced as Iron Man's inventions. Kingpin doesn't just rely on brute force and influence, he also invests heavily in cutting-edge technology. In Spider-Man, the animated series, we see secret labs funded by him, developing all sorts of futuristic weapons and gadgets. One of his primary investments is large-scale surveillance. Using AI algorithms, he tracks rivals, potential threats, and even civilians who could serve as leverage. It's like an evil version of Tony Stark's security systems. Fisk also finances exoskeletons and military-grade biotech research. While he doesn't typically wear armor, his scientists are prepared to develop experimental suits if needed. Combine that with fortified bases filled with drones, lasers, and automated defenses, and you've got a nearly impenetrable HQ. Now that you know Kingpin's complete arsenal, strength, manipulation, billions, corruption, and technology, it's time to tackle the big question. Could an ordinary person actually become the next Kingpin? So, do you think you could pull it off? Analyzing it scientifically, almost everything about this path is highly improbable and totally illegal. You'd need a rare combination of genetics, dedication, strategic intelligence, cold-blooded manipulation skills, and a mountain of dirty money. Even if you managed to gather some of that, building an empire like Fisk's in the real world would be nearly impossible. And if by some miracle you succeeded, you'd likely end up hunted by the authorities. Or worse, some real-life hero would come to take you down. What do you think? Are there any real-life billionaires with similar power? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please leave your like and subscribe. Also, check out some of the other videos on our channel. We are sure you will enjoy it.